Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw. Okay, so this was called My Massively Transformative Purpose. And oh, by the way, please tell me, you have a shirt that says Freddy fucking... No, I'm Freddy fucking Cruz. That needs to be a shirt.
I do not. And believe me, I would never wear a shirt like that because if past year and a half has taught me anything, it has taught me that I am insignificant. There's I forget the name of the book, but it's called I think it's called Cosmic Insignificance, where basically we're part of this infinite universe, which may be a part of this infinite multiverse, and so our lives are just nothing more than a speck of
Sure.
sand in time, and so.
Yeah. And yet, well, okay, so now rewinding back to the podcast mission, which is if life is a gift, how do we make every second count?
Yeah.
It's true. We're here for a blink, and it's just like little specks. And yet, every once in a while, we have these moments of sheer perfection. And with that, I want to say that because I brought up the photo, and there's this photo of you, which is just sheer perfection. So so the background is you're in a room that's carpeted. No, it's not. It's like maybe rubber coated. And then in the background, oddly enough, there's Yoda holding a lightsaber, kind of about to strike. It's just like a sculpture or something. Mm-hmm. In front of Yoda is this red. Is it leather? Is it pleather? Is it vinyl? It's this popping red couch, I guess.
Yeah.
You're on one knee wearing jeans. You have an eye for images because the colors, your aesthetic is okay. So your hair looks great. Your glasses look good. You're shaved. You're wearing this really popping orange polo shirt. And what makes the shot is that you're giving this honest, sweet kiss to, it could be a puppy, it could be a kind of a pit bull mix. Maybe pit bull? I don't know. But giving it, or a staffy or something. It's this white dog, not like medium size, that you're holding, you're hugging, and you're kissing him on the face. One of his eyes are closed. You're kind of mashing him, so he's like, ah! My massively transformative purpose. Hit me.
Yeah. That's Bubbles. Bubbles is a survivor of animal abuse. She was beaten with a hammer. And when they were performing surgery on her, they found the bullet lodged in her face. And
holy shit.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. People are really just dirtbags. I normally don't get emotional talking about it. It was years ago. I call myself friends of her parents, Kylan and Ike. They found her. They met her at a shelter called Houston Pets Alive. Yeah, so the veterinarians that they got connected with, it was never, I guess, they weren't really based on conversations that I've had with Kylan. It was never one of those, oh, well, there's a 10% chance she'll survive. It was more along the lines of, well, we're just going to have to get creative and see what we can do. Because her jaw was so, it was so damaged that they weren't, I guess there was a little doubt as to whether or not they could fix it. And because it was so smashed, and it's interesting you say it looks like I was, like squeezing her because her jaw is still crooked and she's goofy and cute. She's just the most beautiful dog ever. Mm-hmm. But they were worried whether or not they would be able to fix her jaw so that she could actually eat and drink water. And so that was the main concern. The bullet, I guess, which was lodged in her head or her face, that was a sort of a non-factor because, I mean, it's, it was just, I guess it didn't hit the vitals like her brain. So, yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
Freddy. Okay. How many dogs do you have in your house at the moment?
I only have one.
Okay,
I only
it's
have one.
fine.
Yeah. I love dogs.
One is enough. I mean, like one
Yeah.
like okay, as a person who has many dogs in my house, rescues as well.
Yeah.
I hear you. I see you.
Yeah.
It's a very peculiar image because what's happened, like hopefully for the listener, there's also like this auditory sort of juxtaposition where like on the one hand I describe this photo which to me is so joyous and joyful and so sweet, and in the photo itself it's also kind of thrown off because you got Yoda in the background with this lightsaber look at he's about to attack
Yeah.
the both of you, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's this weird juxtaposition in terms of the visual, but then when I stop describing this amazing image with such sort of enthusiasm, you're on the other you're in a completely other place where you're just like connecting with, because you experience like this, the idea of this like that somebody would take a hammer to a dog's head or shoot them in the head, like
Yeah. Yeah. And I will, so that lobby where we're photographed in, that was my previous employer. I've since had Kylan on my current podcast, where she talked a little bit more about the procedure and what exactly was going on with her, when they were operating on her. And it was a series of operations, man. It was, but it's just, it's something. And I don't know what the animal situation is over in Hong Kong, but I imagine it's a million times better than it is here in the South, in southern United States. Because as awesome as the animal advocate community is, there are plenty of people who will make you question whether or not humans are right for this planet. And I'm a glasses half full guy. I'm just saying
yeah.
that you see that these devils do these heinous things to an animal, and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, for sure. So Hong Kong's animal protect, it's getting better. Pets are becoming more of a thing. I mean, this is a place that had issues with raising animals for food until quite relatively recently. So, I don't know. There's issues here as well.
Yeah.
Now, it's interesting to me that you called this my massively transformative purpose. So talk about that.
Yeah. Well, so it goes back to the overarching mission of my agency, because I am in the Houston area, and my MTP, it's something Peter Diamandis talks about. It's the one thing that the legacy that you want to leave behind. And there are some 1 million homeless animals here in the Houston area. And I want to have played some sort of role in turning Houston and maybe even the state of Texas. But right now I'm focused on the Houston area because we got to get our shit together, man. To turn Houston into a city that has turned the ship around, and where we're begging other cities for their animals.
Oh, okay.
That
Okay.
that we there are no more homeless animals, and Freddy and his family need a dog. Well, who are we going to
Okay.
call? Oh, we'll call those rednecks in Mississippi, and we'll no offense to anybody from Mississippi that might be a redneck.
Just so you know, that's my target demographic for the year. So, okay.
Okay, wrong example. We'll call those rednecks in Alabama. Hopefully, you don't have any clients in Alabama.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've actually been to Houston once or twice.
Oh, okay.
Once. Definitely once.
Cool.
And had a great time. So for example, you called MTP, massively transformative purpose, right? And then you've got the other author who wrote, the BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal.
Yeah.
Right? Just another way of referring to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so how is that manifesting though? Like, how is that turning into action?
Okay, so my agency is in startup mode, and I am working a job at a local shelter, the one where we got Sparrow and Zeke. And so I do work with them, and I volunteer certain items. I procure things. I work their social media. So while I am getting paid to do their marketing work, there are things that I donate and have donated, that we have volunteered our time, my family and I. So it's going to get eventually to a point that when my company grows and it grows and it grows, that I will have the means and the capital available to help Citizens for Animal Protection and other adoption, other animal nonprofits in a way that beyond a Saturday afternoon.
Right. So where did this come from? Like this okay, so it could just be well, you've always had pets, you've always but where does this passion to turn your effort into, this is such a big issue, I want to get involved, but how far back do we have to go to find out where that seed started in you? Has it always been who you are, or was there a kind of a signature moment that you can identify? Yeah, that was kind of when I realized I need to put my energy there.
Yeah, it's the answer is there's no really short answer to it, other than I would credit both of my daughters. I've got one of them that wants to be a veterinarian, and this isn't, they're 17 and 18 now. One of them is graduated from high school, so this isn't just 5 and 6 year old little girls when right after we adopted Zeke who are telling me, I want to be a veterinarian, I want to rescue dogs. This is something that we have had many conversations about. So the younger one wants to be a veterinarian, is convinced she's going to be a veterinarian, although in the equine field, but she does volunteer at CAP. That's what we call Citizens for Animal Protection. And then the other one is talked about Saipan, which is the island of abandoned dogs. That's in the Pacific. And so she has made it very clear that she wants to somehow, some way help over there. And I'm like, well, if you can do it,
you guys.
Yeah. So
what a sweet family.
Yeah.
You guys are you're too sweet. Okay. On that note, shall we leave this really sweet photo and move on to the next?
Yeah, let's do it.
So is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw.